The fastest way to fund your freedom is to allow your 9 to 5 to finance your 5 to 9. This is step 3 on your road to entrepreneurship and freedom. And I'm going to tell you all about these tangible, functional steps that you need to take in step 3 to get out of the matrix, to get out of the 9 to 5 grind that's killing you softly and that is zapping your creativity and robbing you of your potential and life's purpose. The last 2 steps, we were getting real with ourselves. We were realizing ways we were underutilized. We were realizing ways that we were playing small just to feel safe in this matrix that inherently in its very identity and energy keeps you stuck, keeps you uncreative, keeps you unmotivated and exhausted. In step 2, we talked about all the ways we can become a builder and step out of this role as an employee and a cog in a machine and start building and listening to that inner voice of our higher self or source, and ways that we can snap out of this or get out of, escape this matrix that's keeping us stuck and keeping us uninspired. Step 3 is to utilize and leverage your 9 to 5 job to build and create the life of your dreams, the entrepreneurship of your choosing, and to do it in a way that is therapeutic and safe for you. Don't quit impulsively. Build your bridge while the paycheck funds your freedom. Shift from experiencing the 9 to 5 as the doldrums, as horrific, as depressing, because that's just a low energy that by the time you get home from work is going to completely have disintegrated and erased your creativity, your joy, and your spark. Look at your 9 to 5 as the way that you are funding your freedom and your get out of jail card. Throughout the day, on your lunch break, when you have time for yourself, I want you to claim that with a fervor and with a stubbornness that cannot be matched. That is your time to work on you and to build your entrepreneurship and your dreams. So at your lunch break, I want you to be working on the things that feed your passion and your creativity. All those ideas that you came up with in step 2, I want you to start honing those on your lunch break, on your 15-minute break, on your way into work, on your way out of work. So by the time you get home from work, you will be so pumped at what you've tapped into, at what you've started to build at your 9 to 5, that you're willing from 5 to 9 to then work on those things, to then create, to continue building. This should not feel like work. It should feel like play. It should feel like joy. If it doesn't feel like joy, it's not the right answer for you. Because by the time you get home from work, you want to be so pumped and wanting to get back to it, wanting to tap back in, wanting to lock back in, that you readily do it most nights from 5 to 9. You are building yourself. Now remember, in step 2, you wrote down all of the ways that you could build, create, or sell something. I'm sure by now at this point you've fine-tuned a couple ideas that you know you could do well at, you know you could rock. You're feeling like this could be in congruence with your life purpose. At 5 to 9, every single night, or at least 3 nights a week, I want you to be working on that gig. I want you to be working on that idea. And let's say you have a family, you get home, you have soccer, you have a million things that you actually can't focus a lot of your time and attention onto your passion and your creativity. That's okay. You're going to find little snatches of time throughout the day, if it's at night or it's on your lunch break, that you're able to really push through and apply yourself to these passions and to these pursuits. And you will see in those little synapses, those little flashes of time, you're going to get so much done than you ever got done sitting and slogging away at your 9 to 5. Because when you're engaged in your pursuits and your creativity, you are so much more effective. It is so much more conducive to actually getting things accomplished. So don't get so hung up on the time that you devote to these pursuits. You will see that you have snatches of time throughout the day and it will be enough. And when you're an entrepreneur anyway, you will see that you work far less as an entrepreneur. You work far less than you do at a 9 to 5, and you work better in these spurts and synapses of time, these sparks of time. It's the exact same when you're an entrepreneur. So as you're doing this while working at your 9 to 5, you're literally living in the archetype. You're living in the spectrum of time that actually works in spurts and works in sparks. So you're going to step into it a lot more quickly, even though you're still working your 9 to 5, because you're literally living in it in those sparks of time.